All right. A very good evening to all of you and a good afternoon, rather. How are we doing today? Hi, Vedanshi. Hi, Aarti. And Gurpreet, Savini, Indrani. How are all of us doing today? Are we all well? Yes? Are you having a good week? Superb. I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm doing very well, thank you. All right. So today we are currently gathered here to learn a little bit about the speaking. So before I start, I just want to know how many of us are new here. How many of you all are new to LeapScholar? Today is your first class or your first master class. You can write in the chat box, and it's much better for me to communicate with you from there. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So students attending the masterclass for the first time, great job there. Saskia, thank you. All right. So fantastic. So there are many students who are attending this masterclass for the first time. So we know what our topic is about. Let me give you a very short introduction about me before we move forward. My name is Veronica Victoria and I'm from Bangalore. I am currently working with LeapScholar as a master trainer, and I will be your tutor today to guide you throughout this session. I think for the next 2 days as well, I'm going to be here every day at 4 o'clock. So please do not miss these valuable sessions because you're going to learn a lot about many, many modules. Yes. Okay. I have taught around more than 15,000 students. That number needs to be updated. I'm going to update that shortly. 3,000 plus hours of teaching and a fantastic score band of students scoring 7 plus in their exams. And to add to this, very proudly, many of them have gone to their destinations. They have reached their destinations, and their dream colleges. They are all a part of it already. They have started their courses. So I'm very, very proud to be here on behalf of LeapScholar to be a guide for you and to help you throughout this journey. All right. So are we ready? Are we ready for today's class? Are we ready for today's class? Yes. Please write yes in the chat box. Guys, if you are not going to interact with me, then I'm going to sleep off, okay? And I don't want to do that. Very nice. Superb. So we get each other. I can see a lot of interaction. That's what I want, okay? Even if you do not know the answer, it's okay. It's fine. Okay, we are all here to learn and I'm here to teach. So it's okay to make a mistake. Nobody is going to judge you. Okay, we are going to touch one of the most sensitive modules today. We are going to talk about speaking. We are going to learn about speaking, okay? What are we going to learn more about speaking is, I'm going to be teaching you some tips and tricks that you're supposed to follow in order to speak more confidently. It's just like a do's, what you need to do and what you, don't need to do during the examination, okay? So certain things you need to keep in mind when you go for your speaking examination. What are these things? All right, let's start with a short quiz. Okay, so we are all going to play a game now. Like I said, irrespective of whether you know or you don't know, it doesn't matter. Just from your knowledge, what do you think it is? Okay, so let me ask you certain questions. The questions are on your screen. The first question: the speaking exam is conducted for 50 minutes. Is this true or false? Harshita, please post your answer. Bautik, very good. Shri, Yash, good. Priya, good. Sai, Puneet, Apurva. Okay. So if your answers are false, if you have said false or no, what is the right answer? The speaking exam is conducted for how many minutes? Anybody has any idea? Very nice, Bautik. Very good, Shiva, Jyoti, Hardeep. Very good, Maria, Vama. Very good. The answer is for around 11 to 14 minutes. Okay. So 11 to 14. Now that's why I say this is one of the most, I would not say toughest module. It's such a sensitive module, right? Because anything can happen. Anything. This part of the exam is touch and go. Touch and go. How those 15 minutes are going to fly, we do not know. All right. How many parts? Okay, there are 4 parts to the speaking exam. Is this true or false? Okay, so you all say false. There are three parts. Okay, three parts to the speaking exam. All right. You can change the cue card if you want. Okay, the answer, Haru, no, you cannot change the cue card, my dear students. Okay, I think even if you go online and check through history, there would be only one instance where the student had done that, but it's not advisable because it affects your band score and the pressure is really high. Please don't do this. You cannot change the cue card if you do not know the answer. You have to be creative. The answer is no. All right. We should not use contractions during our speaking exam. What is this contractions? I'm mightily confused. What is this? What are contractions? Very nice, Shivani. Students, what are contractions? Can you tell me? Instead of saying do not, we say don't. Instead of saying cannot, we say can't, right? Okay. If she's saying are not, we say aren't. Right? So these are contractions, right? So you can, in fact, I will tell you, you must use contractions when you talk. Can you tell me why we should use contractions when we speak? Anybody? Anybody? Why should you use contractions when we speak? Why can't we just say, I do not go, instead of saying, I don't go? Yes, because it looks more natural. You sound more native. You sound like a native English speaker. And this is what we want. We want you to sound as natural as you can, as if you have been speaking the language from ages. Okay? That is why we want you to use contractions in speaking. Now, idiomatic phrases will give you a higher band. Yes or no? Okay. Can you tell me some idiomatic phrases in the chat box? What am I trying to tell you? Idiomatic phrases. What's wrong with man? What is this? Fun and frolic. Okay. Okay, tit for tat, a piece of cake. All right, cakewalk. How many of y'all don't know what is an idiomatic phrase? As you sow, so shall you reap is a proverb. Okay. You know, but you don't use it much. Okay, I was under the word. How many of us do not have any idea about idiomatic phrases? How many of us don't know about it? It was a Herculean task. Okay, Abhijit, Rajni, all right, under wraps. Very nice. Priya. Uh, you should. Okay, that's my bad. This is false. You should use. It's my bad. Okay, idiomatic phrases will give you a higher band. So at least 3 to 4 idioms throughout these 15 minutes is very, very important. Okay, try to maintain and understand the situation when you can use those idiomatic phrases. Please just don't use them whenever you feel like. You should know when to use it. All right. Okay. Now, good job on that. You'll have some knowledge about the speaking module. So it's very, very nice to see the same. Okay, now I'm just going to casually ask you these questions. What is the part? You said the speaking exam is divided into 3 parts. Correct. I totally agree with you. What are they? What are they? I mean, part 1 is about what? Can you tell me? What is part 1 about? What is part 1 about? Okay, it's about rapport. It's about building a rapport. So it's an introduction round, correct? It is an introduction round where the examiner tries to make you comfortable. Very good. Okay, what is part 2 about? What is part 2 about? Yes, part 2 is about a special round, guys, here where the invigilator or the examiner will not speak and you are expected to speak for at least 2 minutes. Okay, you are expected to give a 2-minute speech. All right, what is part 3 about? What is part 3 about? What is part 3 about? Very good. It is a two-way discussion. Okay. So very important. Second one, please know your exam. You cannot do your speaking exam without knowing what is the exam all about. If you do not know what your exam is all about, you're going to be stuck. Every part has a structure. Every part has a structure. Every part has a technique. Know your techniques for each part. If you know the structure and the respective technique, you're going to ace your exam. You're going to ace your exam. So we teach you tips and tricks, isn't it, to understand what is important for the exam. And in detail, we teach you these small techniques that will help you to ace your exam for the when you go for your final exam. All right. So please know your structure. It's very, very important for you to know what part 1 is about, what part 2 is about, what part 3 is about. Okay. Now, let us come to the first tip. Don't memorize your answers. Many of us, if I tell you it's going to be about introduction, you will learn. My name is so and so. I am from so and so. I live in a family of so and so. I do this. I do that. These are my hobbies. This you will be like, you will just go on and on and on and on and on. It's like as if you have by hearted your answer. Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing? Is it good to memorize your answers? No. Memorize answers will reduce your band. Some students will say, okay, I will learn the answers for these basic questions and I can answer it very well. Right? You have to be expressive. I will come to that point. I'll come to that point. Be as natural as you can. Okay, be as natural as you can. It will help you to improve your speaking to a larger extent. Now, we have to use good vocabulary. It is of primary importance that you use good vocabulary or lexical resource. But one thing you have to be very careful is if you do not know how to place it in your sentence, you must just forget it. All right. For example, let me give you a word and let me see whether you know. Frame a sentence. Come, let me see. I'm going to give you a word. You can use it in any form. Procrastinate, procrastination. You can use it in procrastinating. You can use it in any form. Okay, frame a sentence and put it in the chat box, please. I'm not going to tell you the meaning. Don't Google it. I don't want you to Google it. Okay, I'm not going to nobody is going to judge you. Very nice, Sai. Very nice. Probably no, you cannot go off topic there. I don't like to procrastinate things. How many of us know the meaning of procrastinate, first of all? Hardeep does not know. Okay. All right. Yes, Lekha. I was procrastinated by my friend. No. See, that's a wrong use of the word. Postpone. I was procrastinated by my friend. That is the wrong use of the word. Procrastinate means delay. Procrastinate means delay in doing a task. Okay, yes, that's why I'm telling you. If you do not know the meaning, but some of us we learn so many good words because we are going for exam. Okay, let me learn this word, but you do not use it properly, you will lose your band. Okay, I usually procrastinate during weekends. Okay, or I procrastinate a lot when I'm alone and without, or when I work from home. I procrastinate with regard or with aspect to a lot of work when I'm at home and do not go to office or college, right? So please use the word properly. If you are not using the word or if you are not confident, don't use it. Okay, don't use it. Now, some students, okay, now I told you about what is it? Know your structure. I told you about using the right words, the right places. I told you about how you should not memorize your answers. Okay. Now, some students feel that if I speak in simple sentences, I am going to get a lot of marks. Is that correct? Is that correct? Should you be only speaking in simple sentences? Yes? No? Why not? Simple sentences, native speaker, why not? Yeah, playing safe. Very good, Priya. Playing safe. You're trying to play safe. Absolutely. Do we always want to play safe in this exam? Yes or no? Okay. If you can't speak in simple sentences, what are the examiner's expectations? What do they want from you? What do they want from you? Alakia, put your answer in the chat box. Bhavesh, put it in the chat box and I can read it. What are the expectations of the examiner? What do they want? Okay, Shajina, very well. They want you, grammar is correct. Grammar is absolutely correct. Fluency is another parameter. Okay, they want you to speak with or in complex sentences. They want you to use connectors. Very good, Spandana. They want you to use linking words. Apart from this, they also want you to structure your answer coherently. Did you see what I did? I used apart from this. I made my answer into complex sentences and I joined two sentences using a conjunction. I did all this while speaking just now. Okay. So when you're speaking, don't speak short sentences. Try to speak a little longer sentences with the help of connecting words, conjunctions, and things like that. All right. So please ensure that you're speaking more complex sentences rather than simple sentences, 80 to 20% ratio. All right. And you're able to speak in the past, present, and future. Not only, suppose a question is in the future, I'll talk only in future tense. I will not touch any other tense because I get confused. If I'm talking about past tense, I will not talk about present tense because I get confused. That means you're lacking confidence. You're lacking fluency. So practice. Please take down all these points. If these points are the points where you need to make your speaking better, then you need to practice. All right? You need to practice on all these points. Okay. Now, do you think accent is important? Very simple question I have. Fourth one. Okay, it's related to accent. Do you think accent is important? Do you think you have to talk with a British accent or an American accent or a Canadian accent? Is it important? Okay, then why do some students get penalized for their accent? What kind of accent are we talking about here? Please listen to this point very carefully. It may be irrelevant for a few students, but very, very important to the rest. Okay, so imitating a foreign accent is not important. Okay, so don't worry about your accent. Is the next step because we are focusing more on the style of speaking. That is wrong. So don't worry. Now, what you should worry about is your L1 interference. You know what is the meaning of L1 interference? That is first language, mother tongue. See, all our lives, we have been speaking, I've been speaking English, but there are students who have been speaking Punjabi, Gujarati, we have been speaking Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, we have been speaking so many other languages all our lives, right? All our growing years. We haven't been speaking English at home. Now, so our primary language is our mother tongue. Okay, sometimes the alphabet does not come out in the right way. So, how you can rectify this? Write it down. You have to learn phonetics. You know what is the meaning of phonetics? The sound of the alphabet. Okay, the sound of the alphabet. When I say I'm not going to teach you, or it is not going to teach you ABCD. It is going to enable you to understand the sound of each letter in that alphabet. So it's A, B, K, D, E, F. So you're learning how to open and close your mouth, how to roll your tongue. Your tongue should touch which part of your mouth to get the right sound. Okay, so please practice this. Very, very important for you if you want to rectify your problem when it comes to accent. Some of us do have a mother tongue influence when we speak. This is one way of rectifying it. Okay, so if you practice this maybe once every day, after 1 week, it will take you 5 seconds to say all the alphabets from all the letters from A to Z very, very quickly with the right roll of the tongue and the right pace of the mouth. Okay, so that's called phonetics. Did you all make a note of this, students? Have you all made a note of this? Yes? Okay, and I suggest British phonetics is always good to practice your, it makes your, how to put it in a good way, it straightens out your tongue, how it's supposed to be, right, when you speak English, all right? So yes, it gives a good touch. It's worked for many students, so it's very nice. All right, please practice it at home. Okay, now another question. Tip number 5. Okay, I'm coming to tip number 5. So the question is going to be asked here. Can we stop or pause to think before the question? I mean, after the examiner has asked us the question, can we pause? Can we pause? Sheikh says no, Indrani says yes, Rajni says no, Anjali says yes. Pause with filler words. Priya, that's a wrong combination, my dear. You can pause, but not so long, okay? Chahat says yes, Sarpal says no. Okay, the answer is, see, pausing in silence is not accepted, okay? So when you're pausing, suppose you're pausing to think, but it is in silence, that's not accepted. You can't just stop like this and, do that and think. So you need to start talking, but your brain is working simultaneously, right? So there is no harm in taking a brief pause, but you begin your answer. Don't keep too much of a delay. You say, well, that's a very interesting question. I did go through this incident in my life, maybe when I was a little, around 10, 15 years back, for you to recall what you want to say. Okay. So these kind of phrases like, let me see if I can narrate with the same experience of the question that you have asked. Well, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. In my case, if I have to correctly remember that incident, see, I'm buying time. You see, I'm buying time to see what am I supposed to answer for this question, right? So when you're buying time, you make it like a very normal conversation, right? Don't just pause in silence. Pause in silence is a big no for the IELTS exam. It's like a sin. You cannot pause in silence. You have to talk. Okay. So please talk, please speak. Please talk, please speak. Make your answers as interesting as you can. All right. So now before I move on further, let's do a short recap of the 5 points. Okay. What is the first one? First tip is don't memorize your answers. Be as natural as you can. Okay. You must use unfamiliar words, but if you are not confident, please avoid it. You rather go without it and than make a mistake during the exam. All right. Please use a wide range of grammatical sentence structures, more complex and compound. The percentage should be 80 to 20, and idiomatic expressions. Make it a part of your speaking. Don't worry about your accent. We don't want you to imbibe a foreigner's accent, but we want you to speak clearly from your mouth. It should be clear. Whatever you're speaking should be clear. It should be audible. It should, you should not eat your words. All right. And you can pause to think, but not pause in silence. Please continue or start the answer in a smart way so you can buy yourself some time. All right. Now, before I move on, I just want to tell you all about a very special course that's going to start immediately after our live, just after 1 hour. Okay, so all those students who are interested in knowing more about the structure, you remember I told you the structure, the different structure and techniques for each structure. Guys, please join this batch immediately. It is a beautiful session where I'm going to spend 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours with you, teaching you only about the speaking, part one, part two, part three, and practicing with you all on all the three parts. Okay, the link is put in your chat box. Tabisha has already put it over there. Please just click on the link. The code is already put. Please don't hesitate. Any of y'all wanting to improve your speaking, it's going to start at 6 o'clock today. I'm going to start today at 6 o'clock. I want to see how many of y'all have enrolled for this batch. Please write yes in the chat box. How many of y'all have enrolled for it now? Please write yes in the chat box. Very nice, Yogesh, Bautik, very good. Amanjeet, students we are taking a limited number, and the reason being I want to give a more one-to-one experience. It will be very difficult if the class goes berserk. So it's on first come, first serve basis. Kindly please join the batch. The link is put over there. What are you going to get for this? You are going to get extra speaking evaluations. You're going to get 8 speaking evaluations. After I teach you, you can start booking them, right? You will have, of course, this goes without saying, and it's going to be totally a different experience. I'm going to be touching on a lot of idioms as well and helping you all to learn specific idioms related to the exam. Okay, so these are certain personal things that I'm going to be teaching my students who are going to join this batch. Yes, Hardeep, I know you have joined it. All right. Yes, the speaking evaluations will be with me. But like I said, guys, limited seats, limited students. I do want all of y'all. Please go ahead. And that is the reason why we are putting it forth here. You will get, apart from this, you will get your mock tests as well. Okay. So you will get your mock test. You will be able to do your mock test. Even though you're joining a speaking batch, you will still have access to mock tests for all the other modules. Please do not hesitate. If you want to improve your speaking, this is one of the best ways to do it. Yes, please book it fast, because I think Tasbia, how many seats do we have left, and how many seats, how many students have joined? Yes, Shivani, please don't hesitate, guys. You will have access to all the recordings, okay? And you will have access to all the recordings. You'll have study materials as well, okay? Now, if you are not able to join, my batch starts today evening at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:30 p.m. today, from today onwards. Guys, if you miss one class, it's going to impact everything. So don't miss. It's a wholesome effect. Okay. Now, if you are not able to join my batch, that's fine. If any of y'all have got working in the night shift, or maybe any other reason that you're not able to join, you have maybe some home commitments, then you can join any one of the other batches, premium batches. You can join it with the same code VVLive20. Tasbia will put the code in the chat box. You can join any premium batch using my code VVLive20 in order for you to get a 20% off on the disc on any batch that you feel the time is suiting you. All right. So we have an evening batch here. I think we have a 4-week batch as well, and it's at a discounted rate of 999. All right, and it will be further discounted also. If you use the code, you will get it for around 700 change. Okay, so in case you want to use any of the codes classes, you can join any classes over here. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, somebody said, I don't remember who, somebody said, you can pause with fillers. You can pause with fillers. You can't pause with fillers. What are fillers? Fillers are something that you should avoid totally. Please avoid fillers for the exam. No fillers, right? You have to avoid fillers. When I say fillers, those are dragging words, and fillers will limit your speaking. That means you're thinking what I should speak next. What I should speak next. So you'll say, then, like, well, yeah. You say that, and the examiner sees that, hey, this candidate is not confident. So avoid fillers. Please avoid fillers. Okay, I know it is very difficult, but it is a habit. We are not born with it. Okay, we become a part of it. So, in order to eradicate this problem, you have to consciously understand what you're speaking. Initially, you'll be speaking slowly, but after some time, it will disappear on its own. It is a control between your tongue and your brain. Okay, so definitely, I know, I have taught many students, and I've seen them speak smartly. When they speak without using fillers, it has reduced wonderfully. Okay, no, those are not fillers, Priya. So, aren't you glad you came here today? Aren't you glad you came here today? Yes, to to clarify that fillers are not linking words. Very good. Okay, super. All right. So, guys, these are some important things that you should be aware of. Okay. I'll tell you, I have a surprise for all the students who have joined today's session. All the students who have joined, I'll leave you with a surprise towards the end. Okay. One word answers and one line answers are not allowed. Okay, I'm going to give you a simple question. I'm going to ask you now. You write the answer in the chat box. Okay. All right. Which is your favorite room in your house? Which is your favorite room in your house? Write the answers in the chat box. Which is your favorite room in your house? Okay. Reed says, my own room is my favorite room. Mahalakshmi says, my room. My favorite room in my house is my living room. Okay. Is my bedroom, is my living room. Very nice, Bahadur. Okay. All right. Some more answers quickly. I don't want lazy students. I want you all to write in the chat box quickly. Very good. Very good. Though I have multiple rooms in my house, very good. Okay, I didn't ask about fruits. You deviated from the topic, and therefore it will affect your band score. Okay, now few students gave me 2-3 word answers. Few students gave me 2-3 sentences, right? That is what I want from you. I want you to extend your answer. Okay, you cannot give one word or one line answer. Without a doubt, my own room is the best room, as I love my private space where I get some me time. I like to study, watch movies, and so on. Okay, Hardeep, a slight grammatical mistake there, but we'll work on that. All right. So, very beautifully written. Most of you all have written really well, but you all understood the concept. No answering in one word or one line. Okay, you have to extend your answer. Why do you love your room? Why do you love? Don't wait for the examiner to say why. You said my living room. So don't wait for the examiner to say why. Before the examiner asks you the question, please answer. Somebody answered about fruits. That is called deviating from the topic. Please don't deviate from the topic. Okay? You will lose your mark. Very good, guys. Sheikh, Indrani, and Khaja. Very good. Chandrima. So like this, we develop our answers. This is just one trick I taught you now. Okay, and I'm going to teach you many. All right. Provided you all join my class, which is in exactly 1 hour after I finish the session, 6 to 7:30. 6 to 7:30. All right. So please join if you all are interested. Please join. Okay. Don't speak in a monotone. Right? What is the meaning of a monotone? Are you able to understand what I have been speaking? Are you able to understand what I have been teaching so far? Yes. Was it audible and clear? Yes. Okay. Was it expressive? Was I stressing on certain words that I had to stress on? Yes or no? Was there fluctuation in the voice? Yes. Very important to keep all these things in mind. When you talk, your words should be expressive. It should not be like a Hindi serial, okay, by the way, right? It should not be dramatic. It should be expressive. There is a difference between the two. Okay. So you should be able to speak with expression. You should be able to modulate your voice wherever required. Your voice, your tone, your pitch, what you want to stress on, everything has to be done beautifully. It is a part of the package. It is a part of the package. All right. So all these things should be kept in mind and don't speak in a monotone. For example, if I would say, my favorite room in my house is my living room because it is one place which is attached to my kitchen and it is the place where I get to do everything together. I don't have to walk too far away. If I have to cook, I can cook there only. How was this? How was this? Did you feel, you tell me, how did you find this? What I just spoke just now. Don't raise your hand. Write your answers in the chat. It was very flat. It was very flat. No tadka. One way, the voice, the tone was very flat, very descriptive. Okay. All right. What else? What else? Do you think you will speak like this for the exam? Boring. Very good. Pezani, good. Guys, you'll have to be frank because it was boring. I would have slept if I had a student like this for the exam, right? Yes, it was as if I by hearted the words, right? No pause, no full stops, and there was no expressions. Very good, Snehal. That was a good catch. Guys, please be frank with your answers. Very, very important to understand the mistakes. Only then you will not do it. Okay, very good. So please do not be all these things that you all just said. Okay, try to incorporate more. When you speak, you have to be more. Not I will not say descriptive. You have to be more expressive. Your voice should be modulated. Your tone should be. Your pitch should also be high and low according to what you're expressing. You have to show happy, joyous, or sad. I don't expect you to cry for your exam, but yes, okay. Accordingly, you should be able to modulate your voice and tone according to the question that has been asked and the answer that you're giving. All right. So, guys, I hope you all learned something today. Yes or no? Did you all learn something? Yes. Some tips and tricks. Did you all learn some tips and tricks? Yes. Okay. Apart from these tips and tricks, guys, I am going to be teaching in detail structure of the speaking exam. When I say in detail, I mean in detail. Okay. I'm going to teach you what all confusions that you all have. I'm going to remove all those confusions, especially for part two. Especially for part two. Questions like, should I answer all the questions of the cue card? Ma'am, should I answer only few questions of the cue card? Ma'am, what if I don't know the cue card? What all those questions, all those challenging questions and doubts that you have with regard to speaking is going to start at 6 o'clock this evening. And therefore, I request all the interested students who really want to ace your speaking exam to please join the speaking premium class. Okay, it's already a discounted batch, right? You're already getting it at a discounted price. Do not hesitate. It is a once in a moment opportunity, right? You will not get it. Start and finish it quickly before the next weekend. You're done with the class and you are gathered so much of information. Okay, now what is the surprise? What is the surprise? Yes, Spandana, it is the same for academic and general. Guys, the surprise is all those students enrolling in the IELTS Premium, my batch today, using the code VVLive20, my speaking batch today. Okay, I'm going to give them one-on-one evaluation. So this is from my side. Okay, this is from my side. I'm going to do it especially for those students who join my class. So please do not hesitate. Don't hesitate. Tasbia has put the link in the batch. And apart from that, we are going to learn so much. It's going to be a learning session for us, all of us. So don't hesitate to do that. Okay. So please join. The link is there. I'm going to give you a minute. Click on the link. Click on the link, and it's a direct payment. Please do that. It's for a mere 430 rupees. I don't think we can ask for something as inexpensive as that, right? I would say it's quality stuff at a reduced price. Okay. So you all are blessed to have this here. So please use the link and get on with it. How many students have enrolled? If you can just put up your names here, even if you have told me before. I know Hardeep has. Ah, yes, Saskia. Guys, this is special only for today. This is special only for today and only for this crowd. Okay. It's special only for today. One-on-one evaluation by me in my batch, for my batch. Okay. So how many of you all have joined it? Uh, please write joined in the chat box. Shivani, Hardeep, Spandana, and I think a few more students have also joined. Yes, Sheikh. Yes, I saw your message. I just couldn't recall your name. Now I know. Yes, Sachin, looking forward, guys. It starts today at 6 o'clock. Okay. So it starts today at 6 o'clock. Yogesh, okay, welcome, welcome. All right, wonderful, guys. Superb, superb. So I'm going to see you all very, very soon. Do like, share, and subscribe. Don't think twice. Don't think twice. Okay, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to get this kind of a moment for that rate. I think it's fantastic. All right, you will be able, yes, please learn your grammar and vocabulary for free as well. Okay, I'll see you again tomorrow at 4 o'clock, same time here. Do like, share, and subscribe. Take care of yourselves. All students who have joined the batch, I'll see you all at 6 o'clock today. Bye bye.